Last night when I went to bed, I promised myself I wouldn't make a video in the morning. Well, now is the morning and I'm making a video. Is that a problem? This video is about drives and what it means as a one-person business to understand your own drives, why this is important and why this will define how successful you can be with your one-person business. And to explain to you why I am here right now, I have to take you back to my school days. It was in 1998 that I realized that I got really angry and frustrated when teachers made bad explanations. And what is a bad explanation? When I realized that maybe half of the class didn't understand what they were trying to explain, and then they maybe just moved on and ignored the group. And it wasn't long after that, at the age of 12, I started tutoring. Because my theory was that more than half of the class could understand these things. And whenever I heard an explanation that I thought was bad, in my head, I immediately began to develop a better explanation, at least what I thought would be better. So in the afternoons, I would sit down with my fellow pupils and later on also younger pupils and try to put this theory to a test. And it worked. So I realized that there are in fact better explanations for the things that some of the teachers were failing to explain. And that is why right now I am here. Because for me, it is easier to make that video right now than not to make it. What does that mean for my business or also for your business? Running your own business, being self-employed means that you need to be entirely self-motivated because there's nobody checking on me. There's nobody here who is breathing down my neck, asking if I'm productive, asking me how I'm getting along. Nobody. So if I manage to build a construct around my main drives, and one of them being the search for the best explanation, means that I will never have any problem motivating myself for these tasks. However, and here's why I had to make myself the promise that I'm now breaking right now last night, there are in fact many things that you need to do when you're running your own business that you maybe don't care about or you don't want to do. And here I myself am still learning how to deal with those because, for example, the things I personally don't care about are email lists or are how something looks design-wise. I have a rubbish homepage and I don't have a well-structured visual design across all my work, which means that so far I've more or less ignored that fact. Still, everything is working, but in order to grow my business, of course, I will need to take care of some of these things. However, and this is my main point, your business, especially if it's a one-person business, needs a solid foundation, needs a solid base. And from my point of view, this has to be also motivational. And as a side note, this is nothing that you find out in a workshop. This is nothing that you find out on a piece of paper. This is something that you realize by doing your work. This is something you will realize only by experimenting with your skills, reflecting about those, and talking to others who have gone down that road. And in my case, the base consists of two elements. The first is what I've just explained, the search for the best explanation. If I see something being explained somewhere and I think there is in fact a better explanation for this, at least for my context, then I will start in my head to work on a better explanation. And the second aspect of my base is this. Whatever I do, whatever I create, whatever I make, I'm always aiming for this to be meaningful, accessible, and actionable. So whatever I'm doing, I'm always trying to optimize for those two things. Plus, if there's anything I have to do for my work, for my business, if it has either one of those two or those two elements in them, then like right now, it's easier for me to do it as opposed to not doing it. Even though right now I could take care of other things of my work that are connected to ongoing projects, but that have less of those elements in them, which is why it's easier for me to right now to make this video, ship it, and then go on with my other work. So if there's one task that's coming out of all of this, I think it's this: understand your own drives. If you understand what makes you get up in the morning, sit down, do your work, and work for your own business, you'll never have any problems with any motivation whatsoever. If you then identify what else needs to be done for your business, but you don't care about or don't want to do, and find a way to outsource this, or maybe find a way to make it somehow interesting for you and your drives, you'll be able to build a self-sustaining one-person business that is really based on your skills and on your drives. And now I'm gonna get back to my actual work, and now you can decide whether you think that this was a good explanation or if you think there is a better explanation available. I'm sure there is, and if I find a better explanation, I'll make another video and try to explain it again. I'm sure, even though I have other things to do.